Folks, take a couple minutes here for a very special designation. Thanks for coming to the 26th annual Hammering here in beautiful Rice's Landing. And thanks to John Steele and the Pittsburgh Area Artists Blacksmiths Association, and Joey Browning of the Appalachian Blacksmiths Association, and all the blacksmiths here demonstrating today. And forgive me, I got to pull the piece of paper out because I don't know all their names. Terry Viviani, Ed Appleby, and Rex Bachman, and Tim Schiffauer and Gary Schreiber as well. So thank you. Give them a hand. My name is Augie Carlino with Rivers of Steel National Heritage Area. We're out of Homestead, Pennsylvania, but we, with the Greene County Historical Society, the folks in Rice's Landing, the Greene County Commissioners, the blacksmiths, have been working for many years to restore this site. And we got a special event today because as a part of the restoration work, this site has been designated by the U.S. Department of Interior National Park Service just recently in January 2017 as a National Historic Landmark. And somebody said great, and I appreciate you saying that because
Thank you
for saying that, because it is a long process of documenting national significance of a site. And I know a lot of times when you talk to people and say a property that they might be so familiar with because they work in it every day, or they drive by it, or they live in the community, sometimes you don't think that place is nationally significant. But what happened here that the Young brothers did for close to 65 years was truly something significant. Not just in their engineering and them building this, and the men that worked here, the women that worked here, but equally important, the service they provided to the industry on this river. When you think about the Frick coal mines and the riverboat industry and the railroad industry and all the other industry that serviced this part of the Mon Valley, it was these little mom and pop facilities that made those big industrial giants work. And you know, Andrew Carnegie and Henry Clay Frick would not have been what they were if it wasn't for hardworking men and women like you all that the Youngs represent and you all represent as literally the salt of this valley and the workers in these communities. So our thanks to you for all you've contributed to our region, to our history, our economy, and to our heritage. So thank you all for everything. I also want to say before we introduce our guests and do the ceremony, that the significance of what the Youngs did here has been documented by the National Park Service in that designation, but they also pointed out something equally remarkable, and that is something that you rarely don't see with National Historic Landmark designations. They not only said, was this place remarkable for what it did and what it represented, as I said to you, with the industry, but what they said was the intact state of this facility is absolutely stunning. And folks, that can't be without any person that works and lives in Rice's Landing. So without you being caretakers of this site for all the years that it sat abandoned, if this machine shop sat empty and vacant and people didn't take care of it, and if it was vandalized, it wouldn't get that designation, regardless of the history. And say a few words and then introduce Senator Bartolotti.
Thank you, Augie. Thank you all for coming today. Also, Representative Snyder can't be here today. I also work for her as well, so she'd like to say thank you for coming. She also grew up in this town as well, so this is an honor for this to happen to us. And when Augie says caretaker, my phone rings probably twice a week for an automatic fire alarm in this place. So I know what caretakers about. But again,
we took the alarm out.
Yeah, that was the burglar alarm. The fire one still goes. But yeah, I mean, we really appreciate everything that everybody has done here. All the blacksmiths, year after year, I see a lot of familiar faces here that I've been dealing with for a lot of years when this event wasn't as big. And then a lot of people never even knew that this foundry existed down here. And if it wasn't for Augie, and if it wasn't for Bly and all the people that have participated in this over the years, this would have never received this designation. So I'd like to thank all of you here for helping and making this possible, because without you, this foundry probably would be sitting empty and it would not have the great people involved in it right now. So again, thank you, and I hope you all have a good time and go get some food over there from the Boy Scouts. And I'd also like to thank those guys for helping out. So I'd also like to introduce our colleague in the Senate, Senator Canberra Bartolotti, to say a few words. Senator.
There's not a lot for me to say that's left after these two gentlemen, but just to say a special thank you to those that have really dedicated so much time and effort and many, many, many years of care and love and attention to something that could have crumbled into dust, as we know. Just as Augie was saying, it takes a community that really can appreciate and love the history that is in your own community. A lot of people don't think that it's a big deal to preserve places like this for future generations. You know, they'll say, well, you know, everything's automated now. Why do we have to hang on to these things? Because you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And to be able to appreciate, that's not me. Okay, good. Tell them I'll call back in a minute. But to understand and be able to pass to future generations a history of hard work, of hands-on trades and crafts and things that really made a future for the rest of us. You know, we've got a forge in here. And back in the 1900s with the Industrial Revolution, this was the heart and soul of industry. The railroads, the huge river boats. This is where it all came from. This is the birthplace of that. And to have this in your community and have it part of an everyday life that you can bring your kids, your grandkids to, and show them what life was really like and how hard people really worked, that means so much. We've got a generation of kids out there that think if you get your hands dirty when you go to work, you're doing something wrong. We're losing our crafts, our trades. And this is a great way to teach them, this is what made America. This is what built America. This is also what saved America in World War II, with the steel mills and the coal mines and the coke furnaces and the hands-on work and the labor of love that's been passed down from generation to generation. That's something to be incredibly, incredibly proud of. And to be here to recognize a lot of these folks that played a huge role in that. And I don't want to get it wrong here. We know Bly, where's Bly? Hey! Everybody knows Bly here. Without him, Dave, this place is running, that it's maintained. He's got a group of volunteers behind him. They give tours to tourists. They spread the history of this remarkable jewel that you have right here in Rice's Landing. And I want to be sure that we thank the Rivers of Steel and staff and the board of directors for all of their leadership to help preserve this place. And I was actually speaking with Augie a little bit ago about the things that have happened along the way here. The new roof, I think they said it cost about $300,000 to put a new roof on here. And some new windows and new facade in the front. Baby steps, little step by little step. And what that proves to all of these foundations is you've got a group of people that mean what they say. And it's worth putting more money into and more attention into, because it's not going to fall into disrepair with the group of people that are out here. That means a lot. That means a lot. So today, it's a very special day for this 2017 Hammer In to officially unveil a plaque that states the true national significance of the W.A.Young and Sons Foundry and Machine Shop. For many years, as Augie said, the community of Rice's Landing, Pennsylvania, and the officials of Greene County held this gem, protecting it, guarding it, and diligently working to find a way to save it, not just for themselves, but for America. So today we're going to recognize all of their hard work, and we're going to celebrate a designation conveyed upon the and W.A.Young and Sons. That's hard to say over and over again. W.A.Young and Sons. You said it 10,000 times already. Foundry machine shop by the United States government, the U.S. Department of the Interior, through the work of you, the Rivers of Steel, has acknowledged this place and awarded it the highest recognition and designation that a historical property can receive, the National Historic Landmark. The designation means recognition across the country and around the world for the work and contribution of this facility that it's made to the industrial history of America. And as Augie said, the Secretary of Interior also stated that this place is so important, not just for what's happened in the past, but for what you're doing right now, today, and every day, to forge a future for our sons, our daughters, our grandkids. And I congratulate you on an incredible achievement and the care that you've given to this facility. And we'll turn it back over to Augie to reveal the plaque.
Well, we'd like you involved, please,
Okay.
Ryan. May I get, I know I got a couple board members in the audience. Ellen and Chuck, please, and Bly. Would you come, and Gary, Gary Schreiber also helps Bly. Gary, come on, quit being shy. Senator Gary works with Bly just as much on it, so please. Ellen. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. Here, grab. No, come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Don't be afraid.
Ready?
Not going to bite.
There you go. We've just given Bly his Superman cape.
He deserves one.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
everybody.
thank you.
Thanks,
Folks,
everybody.
that's it for the ceremony, but again, I want to thank everybody sincerely with gratitude and appreciation. You come out here every year. We, with our staff, want to keep working with you to make this place even more of a destination. We see it not only for tourists, but ultimately in a way for maybe the craft that can come learn here and learn the trade that you all do. And as it works to help revitalize Rice's Landing and the Mon Valley with visitors, with new businesses. You know, preservation is important, but we see preservation as a tool of economic regeneration to communities. And if you go anywhere around the country and you visit places, you see when people go spend vacations there, they spend money there. Think of that as a place where you can show off not only your heritage, but what this community is doing today as this in this region rebound. And that's what we're about at Rivers of Steel. Not just the history, but actually talking about people in the community today and what we are and who we are and what we do. And without Ryan's help and the Senator's help and State Rep Snyder and the Greene County Commissioners, frankly, this place probably wouldn't be here either. So thank you for your help and all that. Thank you, folks.